I have to do a re-recording because once again Marcus showed off his cock and balls. So I'm gonna be playing Miles Morales while this is going on.
I get that the title says there's an incident, but I'm only putting that in there so it's synced up with the previous video. I was planning to make this one video, but my phone ran out of space, so I had to upload that and upload a video from Monday and delete both of them so I can get space. Anyway, there's school on Friday the 4th of February 2022, part 2. Where was I? Alright. So, he said that, doesn't check homework, but today he did, and although that's probably because he overheard us. And after he saw that I didn't do it, well, not that I didn't do it, I tried it. I just couldn't complete it in time because the only time that I had was like 8 minutes. Because, I did have, I had general study I could have done that in. Damn. Okay, so I'm more at fault than I thought it was. Whoops. But just the way you react pissed me off. Because I felt he shouldn't be reacting this way. He said that I should see him at the end of class, and at the end of class I did, and he said, you okay? I told him about what happened today, and then I asked him, did the male head of year talk to you about me 2 weeks ago? No. So the male head of year lied about lying, which is actually a good thing for once. Yeah. I think that's it. So I just wanted to show this. I know that from the photo you can see what book it is, and I probably should wait until I do the book review, but if we get the iPads back immediately on Monday, because we didn't get our iPads back today, then it'll be a long time before I finish this book. So that's it. Fatherlessness is the root of the problem. Gang problem? It's not rocket science, Mick, Seamus said. I don't need to tell you how much hands-on help a teenage boy needs to become a self-reliant, law-abiding man. You have a point there, I said. Exactly. A mother can't control a 15-year-old young man by herself. School can't, so these kids run wilder and wilder until they get killed or the police have to step in. They are wild, I said. See, the church emphasizes the family and frowns on premarital sex and divorce, and people laugh and call us killjoys and plug their ears, Seamus said. There are many ways to raise children, and none is perfect, but anyone who says a traditional nuclear family isn't the best way is flat out fooling himself. He sighed. People say it's society's fault, and they're right. In our society, fatherlessness is considered a lifestyle choice, but it's not. To have a child and not be its father is criminal abandonment. You might as well leave your baby in a stroller on the corner and run away, because that's basically what you're doing. Without a father, these kids have been abandoned to the street, and hence the situation here in Newburgh, Lord of the Flies with drugs and guns. So all of a sudden, these gangbangers are going to put away their 9mm and drugs and settle down with formula and diapers? How's that going to happen? And why didn't you say all this at the meeting, I said? Put the message out there. They don't want to hear from an old Irish priest, Seamus said. They shut me out as an interval before I got to the podium. You should be the messenger then. I don't know. Jay-Z might be a starter to that P. Diddy fella. The message has to come from someone prominent, someone he already has to respect. Bill Cosby tried to say some sensible things a few years back, but the secular crowd shouted him down. It has to be someone who won't be shouted down by anyone. Someone with fire in his belly. Jay-Z, Seamus? Come on, that's not going to happen. In that case, we need to start building more prisons and graveyards, Seamus said. Because if someone doesn't come along and somehow convince these young men to live their lives in a different way, they're going to go right on killing each other. generation after generation after generation. As much as I hate to say this, old man, I said as I finally put the bus into the drive, I think you're actually right. This meme's as of 1 to 5 p.m. Undertale fans when they realised that with enough determination they could fight back against their alcoholic dad. Man, I sure wish this funeral had annoying orange episodes playing on max volume in the background. A 6-year-old with an iPad and no headphones. This is Twitter at the same time. I won. Lol. LMAO.
Okay, sorry about that. My dad and my brother were interrupting me.
Hey Marcus, I didn't know you were in the States. So, this woman has said that I'm directly quoting her, she said she's seen some person's puny scrotum. Now you listen here, fella. Maybe the dick was too huge, he made the scrotum look tiny.
I literally exclaim out loud on the internet that my dick is tiny and no one believes it. Explain to me how this makes any sense. Why would I lie about something like that? Why don't you just stop lying? Why don't you? The thing is like twice as thick as your arm. I currently have person on retainer expect a letter in the mail on your bank account to be empty quickly. Real men could eat cold taco meant straight out of the fry. Okay, I thought it was in trouble there for a second. Straight out of the frying pan at midnight. Only 21 days until Elden Ring comes out. Don't expect any uploads, bitch. Despite the graphics being less than a 2017 mobile game, RCS is pretty good. Ever wondered why you wake up even when the alarm clock isn't even making jarring noises? Your body has a protein called PER that determines when you wake up. You may wake up X minutes before the alarm to prepare your body for the stress caused by the alarm. Huh. I'm one of those people where once I'm awake, that's it. I'm awake. So this BS is why I can't lie in. Jokes do not exist in a vacuum. In fact, all comedy is referential by its very nature. Comedy is very deeply tied to culture and has been used to enable genocides and discrimination. Nazi Germany excelled at dehumanizing Jewish people through comedy. It's never just jokes. Yeah, what jokes did the Nazis make about Jews? I mean, it's funny what they're saying. I know that seems horrible, but what I mean is that it's funny that they think that, all Jews are evil because they're Jews. That's hilarious. But the Nazis weren't going on in comedy clubs and saying all this. Yes, being pettis for Holocaust was because Hitler heard a banger down at that stand. 2022's and these guys are still making Dungeons and Dragons leads to devil worship argument. That is actually a really good analogy. So it was just like this kid. It was just a Scottish guy talking about like the town or something, but then a truck speeds past. He goes, "Oi!" And that's basically it.
Okay, strap in everyone, you ready? When people talk about the Holocaust,
by the way, based off his hair, I'm going to assume that this is from his Netflix special that came out like Christmas Day 2021, where he just turns into a massive pussy. Like he was a really edgy comedian, only like a couple of years ago, but now he's just become terrible. Like the first thing you see in the trailer for the Netflix thing is raise your hand if you refuse to get the vaccine. One person raises their hand and he goes, take that hand and slap yourself across the face. Like, only a couple of years ago would he have jokingly praised anti-vaxxers. So, anything that he says here is probably going to be weak.
When people talk about the Holocaust, they talk about the tragedy and horror of 6 million Jewish lives being lost to the Nazi war machine. But they never mention the thousands of gypsies that were killed by the Nazis. No one ever wants to talk about that because no one ever wants to talk about the positives.
Okay, that actually was funny. Oh dear, I guess we can expect Jimmy Carr and Netflix to both be charged under Section 127 of the Communications Act and for 3/4 of the comedy establishment to condemn him and have his career blacklisted. Unless, of course, some people get a pass for crimes. People retweeting me and unironically agreeing with it, not really realizing I was being sarcastic. This should probably happen though. And while Marcus is a complete twat, let's be said that Carr's joke is worse than what he got done for. Same guy tried to insinuate the authoritarian CCP came to power off the back of hate speech laws in China. People like him are the reason the free speech crowd are regarded as such disingenuous lolcows online. Never said anything like that at all. What I said was China's complete control of speech started with hate speech laws. They came to power through a violent revolution. Speech laws were made to maintain the power. Human rights advocates are law clause. LMFAO math slips a little there, guy. So yeah, now Jimmy Carr's getting cancelled. Here's the thing, right? This is Jimmy Carr's weakest special. That actually was a pretty offensive joke. Surprising for his dark material. But I mean, I don't like cancel culture, but if you're gonna cancel him over something, cancel him over something. The most offensive thing he's ever said, and according to him, the most offensive thing he's ever said is, "If only we had more mosquito nets in Africa, so we can stop millions of mosquitoes from dying unnecessarily of AIDS," or something like that. Obviously, he tells it better than I do. Yeah, Dakota Johnson is gonna play. Right, so this is making it sound like they're praising the fact that there's about to be the first woman superhero in. I'm just gonna assume this is the Venom verse, like Venom, Venom 2, Morpheus, and now, I don't remember the girl's name, but Dakota Johnson really shouldn't be playing her because this character is an old woman. If you've ever played Spider-Man Shattered Dimension, I think it's that girl. Like that's the only thing I know her from. Uh, Rockstar says that GTA 6 is, like the development is going really well. Right, Frankie Boyle is same as Jimmy Carr basically.